Alright, go ahead and take a seat. So today we're going to be doing a little group work. We're going to be analyzing a few different primary documents again, okay? And remember, primary documents isn't just writing necessarily, it can be pictures too. So we're going to go through the first one by ourselves, or we're going to go through the first one as a class, okay? And I'm going to kind of show you guys what we're doing. And then we're going to go, there's 3 others that you guys will go through as your groups, okay? And I'll kind of show you that as soon as we do this. First, as a class, who can tell me what socialism is?
The lame one.
The government controls everything, okay? Especially with regards to economics and distribution of wealth, that sort of thing, okay? Yeah, the government controls and regulates how businesses are run, that sort of thing. And what is capitalism?
The lamer one.
Companies can control
Companies, so business can do their own thing. Businesses can be run by themselves. They don't need to be regulated by the government, that sort of thing. So capitalism is about competition, it's about wealth, that sort of thing, whereas socialism is about equally distributing everything. It's about restrictions on governments and how they are supposed to act, that sort of thing, okay? Alright, so just a little refresher there. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and look at a image. Alright, and you guys are we're going to start with the economic system. So you're going to tell me what this represents, okay? Is this a capitalist representation or a socialist representation? Who's it coming from? Is it coming from capitalist people or socialists? Okay, not what's it about, okay? Keep that in mind, okay? And as you're doing your documents later, with your groups, keep in mind, we're not talking about what it's about, we're talking about who it's coming from, okay? So, go ahead and pull up this image. Alright, so here it is. So go ahead and look at that for a little bit and tell me, what do you think? Is this a capitalist representation?
It says capitalism at the top.
Okay, so you guys say capitalist, but Will says socialist. Why do you say socialist?
It's making fun of it.
It's making fun of capitalism.
That's hilarious.
How so?
It says, we rule you, we fool you, we shoot you.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. So what is that kind of like showing though? What is we rule you, we shoot you, we fool you?
It's like showing that big companies control.
Yep.
It has the same picture with everyone. It has like
Yeah, okay. So Will is correct. This is about a capitalist, the capitalist system, but it is coming from socialist ideals. Okay, this is a socialist representation. What is it a positive or a negative view of capitalism?
Negative.
It's a negative view. Yeah. Okay. So, and then is it a positive or negative view of socialism? Yep. Okay. Now, I'm going to pull it back up again. And you guys, this is the evidence and explanation part, okay? So, what do you guys think is the key representation of this image? And why it's, what is the main point that the creators of this image are trying to show, okay? So we'll pull it back up. One thing, keep in mind, what is the structure that this is? It's a pyramid. Yeah. Okay. It's a pyramid. So just keep that in mind.
Wait, what? What was the question?
So what's the main point of this image?
I think the imagery is trying to convey how unfair the system is.
It's unfair?
Yeah.
Yes. How so?
Well, it says the people who says we feed all and we work for you are doing all the labor, and then up on top, everyone's just doing like we eat for you, we shoot at you, we fool you.
Yeah, so, yeah, good. So at the bottom, these are the workers, the lower class, and they're saying, we feed all, we work for all, okay? So they're kind of saying, we're doing all this, we're holding you guys up, we're doing all this for all of these people, and they're saying, we eat for you, okay? So the lower class says, we work for you, and we feed all. And they're saying, we eat you, we don't eat you, we eat for you. And then the army, the military is saying, we shoot at you. The clergy, the church, they're saying, we fool you. And the government, the kings, they're saying, we rule you. Okay? Good. So the whole idea of the workers providing everything for them. Now, what else? Okay, when we have a pyramid, the base is generally what?
The most wide.
Wide. It's bigger. Yep. So, and are there a lot more people representing the base of this pyramid? Yeah. So they're kind of saying we have a lot of people that are at the bottom doing all the work, feeding the fewer people at the top. So there's a sort of a medium amount of people here. This is kind of the middle class. Okay. Then you get up higher. Then you have the soldiers and the military, the church, just a few of them, and then you've got just a few of the people at the top. So you've got very few at the top and very many at the very bottom. Okay. So good. So both of those two things are sort of the main ideas of this piece. And now we'll go on to the other section, okay? So the first section is who's making the argument and why are they making the argument, kind of. So it's socialist and it's negative towards capitalism, it's positive towards socialism. The evidence, the main point is it's a pyramid of the workers are providing everything for everyone else, and there's a lot of workers doing it, and there's a few people at the top. That's kind of the main point. The opposite view, and for this part, you guys have to analyze your document and decide what would someone who's looking at this say coming from a different perspective. So what would since this is a socialist document, what would a capitalist person, how would they respond? How would they say, no, this isn't right, this is wrong, stuff like that. Okay, so I'll pull it back up. So what do you guys think? How would someone say this is wrong? Someone from the other side.
So you're asking
You can
what
change
like
classes.
the king would say? Or what like
What a capitalist would say. Could be the king, could be anyone. Yeah?
Well, you see, the people on the bottom can make a business and are able to climb through the ranks, and that people who rule are not interfering with our market, and the religion is not either. And yeah.
So you're kind of saying that it's their own fault, the people at the bottom, for being there because they have the ability to work out of that. Is that kind of what you're saying? From a capitalist perspective?
There you go.
So as a capitalist, yeah, that would be one thing. They might say, okay, sure you've got all these people at the bottom, but they can work out of that. They can work out of their lower class and get up into the middle class.
The middle class can drop down. The middle class is
Yeah, so it's not just that this is not just kaput. Like it's not just gonna stay there and it's stagnant. You can, if you're lazy, you might fall out of the middle class, okay, or whatever. If you're lazy, you're never gonna get up from the lower class. Okay. What else? What about the idea that, so it says on here, we work for all, we feed all. Do you think a capitalist would say that it's true that the lower class feeds everyone and works for everyone? They probably wouldn't say that, no, because they're probably going to be in the higher classes and they're probably going to say, well, no, I do plenty of work for other people, you know. So, so yeah, those are three different arguments that might be made from an opposite perspective of this document. Okay, so now I'm going to pass around this sheet that we were just looking at, this one right here. Okay, and I'm going to get you guys into groups. I've made groups, so I'll put you guys into your groups. And when I put you into your groups, okay, so let's say Paul, Ty, and Peters are in one group, okay? Say those three are in a group. On one of the documents, because there's three documents, okay, and you're going to be in groups of three, okay? On one of the documents, Paul is going to do the economic system, okay? Then Ty is going to do the evidence and explanation, the main point, sort of, and then Peters is going to do the opposite view. Okay? Then after you finish those three, after each of you finish individually, you're gonna get together and talk about it, and Peters is gonna say, okay, this is what I found for the opposite view, and Ty's gonna say, this is what I found as the main point, and Paul's gonna say it was capitalist, okay, or whatever. All right? So that's kind of how this is gonna work. And if you think it's wrong, so if Paul says, you know, I thought the main point was this, and you're like, no, Paul, you're totally wrong by that, okay? Then as a group, yeah. Come on, Paul. You can sort of change, okay? You can say, no, that's not right, well, I think it was this, okay? So I'll pass those out, and you guys can get going, and we'll probably work, the other class they were only like halfway through, so we'll probably work on this again tomorrow, okay? Alright.
Wait, so each group has to do 3 things, or you can just assign one thing?
There's 3 documents, and each group has 3 documents, okay? But individually, you each do your own thing, and then you collaborate as a group after you finish for each document. Got it? Okay, wait, let me name your groups. So go ahead and get in when I say your groups. Group 1 is Brady Alish, Kennedy, and Vasky. Okay, group 2 is Alex, Kirby, and Peters. Group 3 is Namiana, Will, and Wyatt. Group 4 is Isaac, Paul, and Ty. Group 5, Kate, Isaiah, and Vera. Group 6 is Chris, Drew, and Sydney. Alright, you go ahead and get your groups. I'll pass your stuff out. Yes, read over right here. No, over here. Hey,
I don't remember my people. So
oh, sorry, shoot. I didn't give you guys, did I not give you guys the right one? I did, okay. Did I give you guys the right group? No. Okay.
Are you giving us pictures?
I'll give you the documents next.
Good joke.
You guys go?
I got the economics.
Yeah, you.
And then, okay, here, listen up one sec. As you're going through some of these documents, there are going to be a few questions, okay? And as a group, you need to answer those questions, okay? So at the bottom of the document, there's a couple of questions on 2 of them, I think, okay? So just answer those as a group and write your names on the top, so I know who's
Can I
doing
write
it.
down the document 1 then?
I'll do that. No, the document 1, you can just write in class, okay?
I'll do the opposite view.
Then you do
I want to do the first word.
You all have it?
Just write your names on the name of all your group members on those sheets.
You wrote those
Alright.
first.
Basically, you're saying what the explanation
Still on the documents,
Next time. Let's choose three.
We're gonna do all one of these three.
He just said that.
Alright, let me know if you have any questions. You guys all understand what we're doing?
Oh, document 3's on the back.
It's gonna be like, let's just give it.
I would read document 1.
So I say we just work on it and let us get suffer. Document.
Okay. Class society.
Do both sides. So you have 3 more documents, okay? So the 3 documents that I passed out to you, okay? 3 documents I passed out to you, you guys have to do one of these for each of them, okay? So for document 2, you have to do that, okay? Then there's a back side. Document 3, document 4, okay?
Okay,
You're only doing 2, 3, and 4. Because we did 1 as a class. Alright? We did 1 as a class, remember. So you don't have to do 1. Alright? Just do 2, 3, and 4.
Modern industry has the little shop, mail
So you, as a group, you're going to need to read your document, okay? As out loud, alright? So out loud, read your document, because there's only 1 of each for each group, alright? So read your document out loud, then each do your individual part that you have to do that shows on the sheet, alright? Then you collaborate as a group and fill in your partner's answers, alright? Then you move on to your next document, okay? The worker class has lost all individual character, consequently all charge acquired skill above all, the government will have to take control of industry and all the branches of production out of the hands of competing individuals instead that is for the government.
They're making fun of communism. Capitalism. I do the economics. They're making fun of capitalism.
I don't know. Well, I could have done that one so
Yeah, so you do your own one, and then when you talk about it as a group, then you write what your partner wrote. Okay? So if Ty was like, this document said that capitalism was
They're naked.
then you write that in, okay? And if you think Ty was wrong, okay, make sure you don't write that. Because you'll eventually turn them, okay?
It's definitely not from a capitalist view.
We all
Well, I guess it could be. Well, it's talking bad about it. It's saying how they're saying how the slaves are rising. Okay, so oh yeah, that makes sense. So it's saying that the slaves and stuff aren't taking your job, blah blah. Yeah, so it's like capitalist is a negative view of communism. They consider like saying negative things down.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't like this. I don't really get it. No. Capitalism.
The opposite view.
Capitalism is like
Again, let me know if you have any questions. Okay, I can help you out.
Yeah, we need help.
Yeah, we need help.
How would you?
We do.
Alright, we need help.
We don't know how to find out.
Okay, so yeah, for like capitalism.
For this, so we have to find the main point. Okay, the key.
I don't know.
Okay, wait, time out.
So,
Which already says it. What does that say? Yeah, so that would reflect socialism.
Say people and acquire the opportunities to rise.
Listen to me, listen to me. Okay, so that's socialism. This one is communist, obviously, it's saying excerpts communist.
the class struggle, yes, so you can underline those thoughts and things and
No.
so we talk about how to make people go deeper and deeper in poverty and
Yeah, so then it'd be the social thinking. I don't think it's talking about the government. Oh wait, above all, the government. It says, there's like another one, and it's like, this bottom, it says excerpt from the principles of communism by whatever. And it's like above all, the government will have to take control of the industry and involve the branches of production out of the hands of competing individuals instead. Okay, so I can see it being socialism because it's talking about the government, how they have to like, take out like a system or whatever to like make it all better since the slaves are doing bad Okay, okay, we're a little confused of what's right for what to be represented and
According to the
I feel like it's
I don't know.
capitalism and stuff like
advantageous method which a landed
I think it's also it talks about the government and how it needs to break off the ranks or whatever.
okay, so above all,
I told you.
also, so that's the main one. The first part talks about how
Yeah, because the slaves are doing good stuff, like they're not working in the car or whatever, is that what it's talking about?
well, he's talking about how the middle class and then he also talks about how it's just like
And you cannot suffer the smallest deviation.
So,
No.
he's talking about how, it just creates class structure. It just creates poverty. Alright, that's kind of what George was saying, right?
And then, well, that, and then the other main thing was
Or the government needs to take control of government. The preservation of every man's right and property.
I love it.
Isaiah, did I give you a
By preserving evidence of violence and understanding about those body charge of the execution of law.
What are those things called?
Dude, why are you telling me this? Like, my
I need that by the end of the day, or else you'll get all So it's actually the key, like the main argument made by this guy in this piece, okay? And so here she talks a lot about the crash and how people are seeking people have the business is not bad. They cause poverty, they cause class struggle. And then he talks about above all, he says the government must take control of a lot of this. Right? You got that. So he gets to take decision. So that's, I would say, and also the class antagonism, class okay, and then maybe
that's gonna work.
yeah.
No, before they had to
Exactly.
So you're saying he's made?
That's what you need.
I'd say he's still, I'd say he's
I'll take her. I feel like we're about to see
Oh, yeah. That's number two.
This year's talking about
Tell us if you were just dying.
talking about like people going for the benefits of our society. And I feel like the communist like everyone's going after their own society would crumble. What's the word? Under the sun, they might
I said it, take all the money.
Okay, tell us the opposite.
Yeah. Wow.
Why? You have to take a capitalist view. You have to be like, they don't like the government, said the slaves. Wait, okay, so read it again. Slaves and
But it's criminal civil and kids and all jobs there.
Hey, you.
Method Oh yeah.
Read the first, let's read it once. Modern bourgeoisie society has not dealt with pretty close.
I wouldn't really know. Yeah, because look at that French name. Oh yeah. Government is mean for the
The ideas of this activism represent capitalism or socialism. I honestly don't know. Should we say
That's what I heard. That's disgusting. That's disgusting.
I mean, it's not okay. So Ty, you have no, Paul, you.
That's good.
Ty, you.
Yeah. Hey guys, you need to make sure you do the questions on each document, okay? That are attached to kind of the documents at the bottom. You have to do those, okay, and turn those in as a group, okay? You can work on those as a group, okay? That's why you need your names on your on the document sheets that you got, okay? The names of all your group members.
Holy crap. Sole purpose of all production is to provide the best possible goods for the consumer. I found that sociology.
Oh, the thing is pretty helpful.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, it gives you ideas. Yeah, that's where I got the idea of craftsman.
it's a good one. Wish I had something like that.
Did you total up the points of the...
Yeah. You finished it. 3 points out of getting your
Kidding me?
Yeah. It sits in text. Pretty simple. 17 or so.
wouldn't have.
Or would I? You wouldn't have won. If Michigan would have won, you would have jumped in second.
Then Sitzman picked Michigan, or
Sitzman had Villanova. She would have been down 6 and you would have had 71 and she would have had
whenever you should, like, which one is it that, does by yourself, is that
and they played horrible. Oh, I can't. They missed everything.
well, it's saying like, okay, so it's saying that they should have, like, people, and whatever they do, it should benefit.
I missed it.
And then what's the Christian? Is that the person who makes it? No.
I had Michigan, Villanova, and it was Kansas.
No, it's not like, I got.
I only did it, well, actually, I don't know.
Okay, so society thinks it should like assist the producers. Then the
I
producers should
got 2
only
points out of the game, getting my money back.
should like make the whatever and that should benefit the
UNC won the
consumer, and then the
championship.
consumer gets 10.
Did you win that bracket?
What does that even mean?
You get last?
No,
Do you know if my dad won?
no, I'm kidding. I don't know.
Do you have a scoop?
We got 12. That is like
Not one that worked.
I
And I can try.
feel like we have a snack. I'm pretty sure I won.
I was in the league for like 2 days.
So yeah. I think I should have tried being first longest.
We won this tomorrow, right? Is that how you start playing?
What?
We can work on it tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll talk about this
Wait,
tomorrow.
who ended up winning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, so we can have tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I really want to.
They're all opposite.
Let's make sure.
Hang on.
Government.
Oh my gosh.
Alright, so hold on here, listen up 1 second. So we're going to keep working on this tomorrow a little bit, okay? So I'm going to give you guys class time tomorrow, and then hopefully we're going to go through it maybe at the end of class, kind of talk about some of the answers and different stuff, the main points of the text, okay? So yeah, go ahead, make sure you bring this to class tomorrow. Jeez, dude.